quit before we can even save them. Also, I know that we know what happened to the dinosaurs, and birds are close relatives to them. And if 13% of the remaining are endangered, we have to do something to help them because right now we are currently in a mass extinction. Caden.
I would like to go off the 95% water and 5% has been discovered and 95% hasn't. And pollution, I think that right now the pollution is on the coastline, but eventually it'll all build up and get farther and farther to the other 95% that we haven't discovered. So I think that we are not in a mass extinction, but are going into one. Kelsey.
I think it was Tundi Agardi who said this or whatever, but there's 6 to 10 million species on the world, and we've only discovered about 1 million, and this could be an effect from us, and we're killing them from habitat loss and things like that. Quentin.
I want to go back to the not finding species thing, because if there are unknown species, we really don't think much of species to this of animals' abilities to adapt. So if there are other species, they've probably tried to adapt to the environment that humans have created. Andrew?
We have about 5 minutes before lunch after that, so let's give priority to anyone that hasn't got a chance to speak yet.
To counter what Quentin says about the how they could adapt to the environment, one of my main reasons is that people are caring less and less about the environment, more and more about other things and technological advances. And actually, a poll done by the U.S. government in 1971, 63% of the people who responded said it was very important to help restore the environment, 25% saying it was fairly important, and only 8% saying it was not too important. However, in 2013, they took the poll again, and 39% said it was very important, 41% said it was fairly important, and 16% said it was not too important. So over the span of 3 years, I'm sure the rates are even different or more different than that, and the rates of people caring are going down, and 86% of our energy that is produced by ways that can be harmful, including nuclear energy. 86% of it, that's 86% of our energy is produced by ways that can be harmful to the environment in the U.S. Maddie?
Is it still on? It's okay.
I want to go back to what Caden said, because we may already be in a 6 mass extinction and we not know it, because 95% of the world's oceans haven't been discovered, and a lot of those animals could have become extinct by the cause of our oil spills or pollution into the oceans. So we could be in a 6 mass extinction right now and not know it.
Michaela Farmer to the office, please. Michaela Farmer.
David.
going off the oil spills and stuff like that, most of that can be prevented by us just being more careful. Because everything we do most things that we do is transported over the ocean. We don't fly it much. So everything's in the shipping containers and stuff like that, which the oil is in drums, which can all be done if, like, most of the oil spills have been, like, unfastened, belts and that just, and them rolling around the decks. That can be prevented if we just check everything and just make sure it's safe.
Look and see if there's any hands up we have done on
On the subject of what Maddie said, some of our species in the ocean that we don't even know of may be being wiped out. We rely on them later in life. Grace.
Okay, so how do we know a bunch of species are going to exist if we don't know about them yet? If we don't know about them, how do we know they're going extinct? I mean, we can assume, but there's no facts really supporting that, David.
Is it Brianna?
Oh, yeah, sure.
You had your hand up, I did.
On what Grace said, the way that we're being able to find out they had gone extinct before we discovered them is we're finding their fossils after they've already gone extinct, because we're finding no living forms of them other than the fossils. Callie.
I think we're gonna, after Callie's, we're gonna pull it right there. You can come back after lunch. If you hadn't yet got a chance to contribute or ask your question or make your comment, and when you come back in the room, please take a look at the board. Those people that haven't yet had a chance to speak, I'll have something projected on the board. Callie, you get the honor of the closing statement. Final thought.
So yeah, I'm kind of disagreeing to what Grace said. Either way, even though there is animals we haven't discovered yet, and there's like what Maddie said, 95% of the oceans haven't been discovered yet, there may be the species that we don't know taking over the species that we do know, which is making them probably become more extinct.